Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your July 2020 general readings. We are looking at the first half of July, so July 1st to July 15th. This reading is for the earth sign of Capricorn. Welcome everyone. I hope that you are all, as I always do, staying safe and staying well and as emotionally and mentally balanced as possible, because this has been an unprecedented and rather crazy, even psychotic kind of year. So I hope everyone's managing to do well. I thank you so much for everything that you have and continue to do in support of this channel, your likes, your shares, your subscribes, your comments, feedback, donations, even just taking the time to tune in and watch the videos. Always welcome, always appreciated, every bit of it. Thank you. So this reading, Capricorn, first half of July. So that's Capricorn Sun, Cap Moon, Rising, if your Venus is in Capricorn, or if you are cross-watching for a Capricorn. But if you know all of your signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, watch them all, because each one can bring in helpful bits of, insight and information, and can help you navigate better through, this short period of time, because we're just looking at 2 weeks worth. General readings always resonate a little differently for everyone. But if they do resonate with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading, or get information about that, just email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I can usually respond within the same day or the first 24 hours with more info. And scheduling, and you can get that information by clicking on the description link below, clicking on that little arrow which will pull down info and contact details. And I do readings full-time. It's all that I do. So in terms of scheduling readings, I'm pretty diligent at working with your schedule and my schedule to get readings set up in as timely a fashion as possible. So email me. I'd be happy to hear from you. Okay, Capricorn, let's get moving on this. I'm using Legacy of the Divine Tarot. And if we need to clarify, I will be clarifying with the Gilded Tarot Royale. Capricorn, let's see what the first half of July has in store for you. Okay, Capricorn. Ooh, we have the Nine of Coins, followed by the Ace of Cups, the Four of Swords, followed by the Ten of Wands. From the bottom of the deck, the Empress. It's interesting, right behind that is the Ten of Cups. Maybe feeling pretty tired by the middle of July. Wonder if some of you are pregnant or finding out that you're pregnant during this time. It's a possibility for some of you. So your overall energy, the general energetic focus for you for the first half of July is the Empress and the Ten of Cups. So this can mean a few different things. The Empress is a card, so the Empress is the traditional Earth Mother of the Tarot. So somewhere during this time period or around this time period, your mother or a mother figure might be important or significant, influential, relevant during this time period. You might be, we have the Ten of Cups too, so that's the happy home, family, reunions, marriage, childbirth, all of that stuff. So some of you might be spending time with your mother. And really having a good time being together as a family again, or having your mother over, or you're going to see her. Kind of that happy reunion, happy home energy. Some of you, this might be literal fertility and pregnancy, conception, because the Empress is a card of fertility. And here in the Legacy of the Divine Tarot, she's actually portrayed as pregnant, fertile, abundant. It's a great time. I mean, fertility means that the season is right, the soil is right. It's time for sowing seeds and planting things. So for literal physical fertility, well, forewarned is forearmed, so if you want that, it's a good time. If you don't, well, then, there are things in place for that too. Yeah, because the Ten of Cups is the traditional happy home, happily ever after, white picket fence sort of card. So it can mean, conception, childbirth, could be marriage, engagement, or just really, really being with family or having the energy focused around family and really, really just enjoying that. So, this could be what's happening during the whole 2 weeks or something that's kind of an anticipatory thing that's coming in pretty soon. So next we have so this is around the first week or so of July, but time is always fluid and never more so than a general reading. So, it could be a little before, a little after. We have the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Coins, or Pentacles as it's known in other decks, and the Ace of Cups. So the Nine of Coins, this is a really great combination of cards actually, because for some of you, this is just where you're at in your life, working, independent, self-sufficient, empowered, actually beginning to really enjoy being in your own skin in that sense with the Nine of Coins. This is somebody who's worked very hard and continues to have the things that they have, to be in the place that they're at. They've worked hard to get here. And with that sense of working hard comes the enjoyment of not only the physical, material, financial things that they've been able to acquire, but the sense of self-confidence and independence and self-empowerment that comes along with that as well. This is somebody who, whether they're with someone or not, they don't need to. They can rely on their own self and take care of their own self. And what accompanies it is the Ace of Cups, which can represent sometimes new love and romance, new emotional renewals, but it's also a card that can represent being at the beginning of a spurt of growth in the area of self-esteem and self-worth and self-value. So, for example, this combination of cards for some of you, Capricorn, might just represent that you're really in a place where you're not only enjoying the things, the actual things, the physical things in your life that you've worked so hard to get, but the hard work that you've put into getting where you are. Even if you still have other goals ahead of you want to achieve, getting where you are has taken quite a bit. Nobody can take that away from you, and you feel really good about that, loving yourself, being in your own skin, where you've come from, where you're going, where you're at, self-love and awareness. I mean, it's really just a lovely kind of energy. Excuse me, hoarse today. Not because I'm sick, but just because I read from sunup to sundown yesterday. So next to that we have a card, we have the Four of Swords, followed by the Ten of Wands. You poor thing. So, I mean, it isn't horrible. It just represents that, maybe around the second week of July, mid-July, you might be feeling pretty worn out, pretty tired. I mean, the Four of Swords represents somebody who takes a temporary step back, a temporary retrieve from conflict or a heavy burden or working a lot, in order to get rest, respite, restoration, get a different perspective. And I actually really like the Four of Swords in the Legacy of the Divine Tarot, this deck, more than the other Gilded Tarots that I often use for my general readings, because this one, while you're resting, it always feels to me like you're being very cradled and watched over and protected, while you're just kind of exhausted and gaining your strength back. And what accompanies or clarifies it is the Ten of Wands, which in Legacy of the Divine Tarot, it's such an extreme version. In the Gilded Tarot and the Gilded Tarot Royale, this man with this heavy burden of wands on their back, or you, is standing up. They're bent over because it's so heavy they can't stand up straight, but they're still kind of walking. And here, this burden, this thing you've been working at or struggling with for quite some time, is so heavy that you're actually crawling on the ground, clawing for every inch. So, but it's coming to an end. The Ten of Wands represents, tens in the tarot represent cycle completion, something coming to an end, or an achievement place where you then began, or it transcends into something else. So the Ten of Wands represents, it can, again, with the Four of Swords, it can represent feeling tired, feeling overwhelmed. But it's coming to an end, a cycle's end. So It's interesting because you have that Empress and the Ten of Cups too, so it looks like fundamentally you're working hard. You have been working hard, you are working hard. There's this energy of the Empress and the Ten of Cups, which is happy home, maybe some reunions, maybe mothers, family. There's a kind of like this sense of home and family. Um, but it might be an anticipatory thing, and maybe you're working harder in the first half of the month so that you can have some time off. Because the second week or so, second week, third week of July or so, um, this would imply that you're taking some time off from all of this work and feeling overwhelmed that you were doing so successfully. Maybe you're taking some time off to spend more time with family energy, with a mother perhaps. Um, it's a really good reading, Capricorn. It's an excellent reading, actually. And I look at it and I kind of have this feeling that I want to say, I'm proud of you for everything that you've done to get where you are today. I mean, even if you're not satisfied with where you're at and you still have like all these things you want to do, great, that's fine. It's great to have goals. But it looks like you've worked very hard and very well, whatever you've had to go through, to get to this place that you're at now. So it's really lovely. If I would give some cautionary energy, Capricorn, um, it's, you know, maybe scale back a little bit, because it looks like mid-July you're like really tired and really needing some time off and a break. Um, yeah. And again, maybe this Empress and the Ten of Cups is you have something that you're planning on doing with or around family, and maybe you're just working extra hard so that you can take some time off there, but you're really worn out and exhausted by mid-July. So, just kind of keep an eye on that. Maybe during all this wonderful hard work and all of that, carve out some little regular bits of time to take care of yourself too. I don't even know if I really need to clarify any of this, but, well, let's do it anyway. All right, let's clarify the Empress. Because for some of you, that's going to mean a literal mother or mother figure, conception, pregnancy, or starting a new project or something of some kind. Could be moving to a new home with the Ten of Cups too. Or preparing to move to a new home. A lot of people tend to move during summer months because kids are out of school and it's less hassle with that. So what is this Empress about? And I'm going to keep shuffling. Empress, Ten of Cups. You know what? I'm not connecting with this deck for clarification right now, so I'm gonna go back to the legacy and clarify with that. No idea why, but it's just what came through, so I always follow that. Right. The Nine of Cups, so wish fulfillment. The Queen of Cups, so there could be a water sign. She's a very maternal person too. So the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, which is my rising sign, Cancer. Somebody who is, out of all the queens can be mothers in the tarot, but out of all the queens, I always feel the Queen of Cups is the most maternal because she's water energy. Loving, nurturing, supportive, always knows the right thing to say. She's a great source of comfort, support, feedback, and I really feel like this is an external person, like an actual person, not you, a person that's she's either there or her energy is prevalent or coming in maybe in the last half of July or something like that with the Empress. So I really feel like this Empress is an actual feminine presence in your life, even if it's not necessarily a mother, or a mother figure, somebody who's motherly. And then we have the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups around it, which is excellent. So it's wish fulfillment, celebrations. It feels like some of you are getting together with someone that you really love, even if it's not a mother, that there's some kind of family reunion or family home get together or a lovely energy like that. But again, it could be literally around fertility and childbirth. And again, you could take this to mean the actual property itself. Lovely positive energy. Let's clarify this Ten of Wands. And you know, Capricorn, I don't really feel like this Four of Swords and Ten of Wands is terrible or really negative in the sense that, you know, it's some awful happening thing. It just feels like, I just wish it wasn't, they weren't together, because it just looks like you've been working a little too hard. And I mean hard enough you really feel kind of worn out. Take a look at this Ten of Wands. The Seven of Cups, which is options and opportunities, kind of maybe daydreaming, fantasizing about something. Judgment. A reunion or coming back together again. To be honest, Capricorn, I'm not sure if we were even meant to clarify these, because I sort of felt like I didn't need to, and it's not coming through so clearly. So I think we're just going to leave it where it is, which is quite beautiful in and of itself. You're working hard. You're feeling good about that. You've come a long ways, baby. It sounds like an old Virginia Slims commercial, for those of you who remember those ads. And there may be, you know, a real focus around home, family, moms, reunions. There could be some fertility, conception for some of you, working hard and working well within that, but then getting really tired and needing to take some time off. I don't really feel like it's negative, except that I would like to see you maybe spend some time taking a little better care of yourself. And even if you have this busy, you know, like maybe you're a working mom and wife or partner or husband or whatever, try to carve out some little bits of time so that you don't end up quite with this level of, oh my God, I'm so tired, I can't even see straight kind of energy, okay? Because you're doing great. You're doing absolutely awesome. And, you know, this Empress card could also represent your energy as well. Hard-working mother, father, etc. Okay, Capricorn, that is your reading for the first half of July. Hope it didn't confuse you too much. Those of you for whom it's supposed to resonate, it will. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the July mid-month readings. Until then, as always, I wish you to be well and safe and healthy and make good decisions. And I hope to see you back here in a couple of weeks. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.